Kia ora my stars and welcome back. As promised and as mentioned in the two previous episodes, I purposely left out the fateful day of 10 August 2019 at 06:1500 hours. And there was a reason for it. That was a very heavy number for me. And when I did the numerology, there were a couple of things that stood out for me, and it was absolutely staggering, and that's why I wanted to bring it to you in a different reading. And we are going to continue with this alleged photo and that alleged lingering shadow figure. But today we're going to be pivoting a bit. We are going to be looking for the energy of a passing on, and we are going to be looking for the architecture of a extraction discovery, let's call it that. Please note, as always, this is for great fun and great entertainment purposes. We are using energy math to cross-check this story, and we are going to be looking for unseen bones beneath the surface and the headlines. And please note, I'm not a forensic scientist, I am not a forensic researcher, I am not a special agent or a special investigator or anything like that. I'm just a little tarot reader from a small little country in New Zealand, Aotearoa, with a small little tarot channel. So please like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think about this reading. And now that we've got all of that out the way, again, I'm going to be using two decks here. The beginners, as you can see, I left these cards on the table because I'm recording this on the same day as I did the other one, which is the 12th of February, and it is now 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And this will be available tomorrow. But as I said, we have the blueprint here, and I left it on the table. But now that I've done that that number of that fateful day, there's two cards that I'm going to be pulling out that is sitting here, that is forming part of the sequence here. And just stay with me, you'll see where I'm going with this. It's the Emperor. Are we surprised? And the World. Are we surprised? Sorry, I just need to cover up. And the World card over here. Let's just do that. And you'll see now where I've come with those numbers. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shuffle quickly again, and I'll put the cards aside so that we can just get this energy in it. I have cleared the energy beforehand. I have done a shuffle beforehand, but I'm just doing another shuffle here. Let's see, we're going to see, I'll put this aside, and then I'm going to see if there is, once I've done the reading, if there legacy, passing on a legacy. Okay, you guys want to talk? I know you want to talk. I know you want to talk, but we'll get to you. I'm just going to put you aside here. In the meantime, come here. I'm just going to leave them on the side there, and I'm going to shuffle these ones quickly. They also, and I'll leave them aside. And I will cut and I will leave them aside. 1, 2, oh, jump, 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 jump. Okay, I'm just going to leave these here. And I'm going to put, like the last time, I'm going to put on screen for you. I've worked all of this out. So let's have a look at this event. I've added the totals up. And then it lands for me, after I've added the 10 and the 8 and the 2019 together, that all brought me to a number that lands on 21. And that is where it brings me to the World card here. Okay. Completion and a door of a public figure or a public door being closed. So there is the end of something here. It's the closing of a door. I'm not saying it's the closing of a lid, it's the closing of a door. Note the difference. Then, the timing lands again on the Hermit, the 9. It's again on the Hermit, the 9. So the numbers are confirming things. Why would these keep coming through? Now, how did I get to the Emperor? The Emperor is a 4. Okay, but something just stood out to me, and this is just the way I did it. I know it might not be right, and there might be people out there to jump up and down and say, yeah, you did it wrong, but it's not. It is what came through for me in that moment. The actual date, the day, the 10 stood out to me. That is a completion number. 10, if that makes sense. It's the beginning of a new cycle. And that to me takes that number for me then to 22, which is a master builder number. And please don't shoot me. That's just that 10 stood out at me amongst everything else. And I thought, let's play it and let's see where it goes. Okay. 22 is a master builder number. It is almost like there is an extraction plan or an extraction blueprint being mastered up. And this is where it comes in with the master signature and the master builder, a plan so structural that it can move assets through a passing on, or the passing of an asset into a new beginning, a new life, without breaking the surface of narratives. But because it didn't come up for me as a true master number, I broke it down. And if I looked at the 21, that took me again back to the Empress here. If you remember, took me to the Empress here. And then if I broke the 22 down, normally you don't break down a master number but it's not a proper master number. It's just because of the dates, but it's still a master number. But when I break it down, I get to 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, and that took me to the Emperor. And the Emperor, if you all can read here, what it says here. What does it say here on the Empress? What does it say here on the World? Yes, I know you can see it. Look what the Chariot is telling me. The Chariot is also saying yes. The Lovers were also saying yes to love. But then we do have, in the minority here, two maybes. And the maybes could be because there's the confusion, the trickster energy that has been playing around. What these cards are telling me now is that we're not looking at a tragedy. We are looking at a hardened shell. And it is almost like it's suggesting the event was like the final brick being chopped out of a cell. The final brick that came out of a wall before it was big enough so that movement can happen through it. It is telling me that it is almost like the final little metadata brick falling into a digital system, and something gets erased by the system, and the system built the exit door. The system, maybe for fun and entertainment purposes only, built an exit door. And that again, I said, is like the Watcher. That's the Watcher. And how does the Watcher use the Master Builder's energy to facilitate, shall we say, a disappearance? I shuffle the cards. Let's pull from the top. Sorry, my throat chakra is really acting up. Let's have a look here. Magician in reverse. Again. How many times has the Six of Swords come up in the sequence of readings? Not just pertaining to the photo man, but also pertaining to Harold and the Nutmeg. If you haven't seen that episode, the Sovereign Extraction, that came up as well. Okay, thank you very much for watching. The Moon card again. The previous reading and the Moon card came up in reverse. Two of Swords. Two of Swords again. This Two of Swords again has come up in this sequence of reading. The Magician here in reverse. The Sleight of Hand. The Tools of the Architect. We are manifesting. We've got all the tools we need. And now we are going to play our tricks. We're going to be playing the tricks of the game. And just have a look here. The infinity sign. The 8. Continuation. This is not telling me that there's an ending. There's no ending, there's a continuation. But in a different form. A form that we conjured up in our hocus pocus. We are holding the power. We are holding the magician's stick. And look how it's pointing towards the Hermit. Look how that hand is pointing towards the Hermit. There's 8 of Pentacles upright, as I said in the previous reading. It's the master builder working on a master plan. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat through the media cycles over and over and over again. Hoping that we are going to get tired of it, but at the same time, we are building something new here. Because when this little worker here removes that little coat and he walks down the road, he looks completely different. People might walk past him, they might recognize the face, but they can't place him because he hasn't got his traditional look with the little the little brown outfit on, with his bib, because he's taken the bib off. And the Emperor has got new clothes. But they had to work on it. They had to work on it in order for it to get it moving. To move from all the turbulence that there was. Because, in my opinion, the 2008, or whatever, that era in Florida, they couldn't have a repeat. There was no way that they could do that again. There was too much focus and too much media on there. And have a look here. It's a steady move. But yet there are still some roadblocks. And look at the 6 here. It's just come to me, 6 years. It took 6 years almost, roughly. Almost 6 years that it took to get to this point. And what did I say about in the previous reading? Something about islands are standing out for me. Was that photo a shot out at the world to say, create confusion and delusion and stuff? Or was it a message sent that we are on the move after this time, after this period of time? We are on the move. Sorry, I'm just going down a rabbit hole here, baby. I don't know. I'm just reading what the cards are telling me. The moon card again. The fog, the illusion that was created. And funny enough that we're talking about this fog and the illusion that we've seen here. I recently watched the episode of, I think it is called The Mortician or Morbid Mondays or something like that. She's on YouTube. I'll see if I can find her channel and link it in here. And she actually did a whole episode on the released photograph post-mortem, and she did a whole breakdown of it, and her opinion in her video was that she is a mortician and she works with this type of stuff on a regular basis, and that is not what it should look like. The coloring and everything was off. And that was her opinion. So I'm just going on what I saw on a YouTube channel. And she's the expert with it, because she's a mortician. So she will know what it's talking about, what she is talking about. So there was an illusion created there. There's Two of Swords here. I'm surprised that the page didn't come up. Maybe it's tired of playing. But this Two of Swords. Decision was made. But we don't know what the outcome of those decisions are. Or we are still weighing something up. But we don't want to see. We are still playing. Yeah, that's what it is. We are still trying to decide within us, is it true or isn't it true? We can't see the truth at the end of the tips there. And look how the moon is tying in there as well. We only see a fraction. We only see a fraction. The rest is in the dark. The Lovers. Now it's in reverse. No. Now it's in reverse. Again, High Priestess in reverse. The deal is done, the deal is made. There's no turning back. That's what this is telling me. There is no turning back. It just needs to move forward. That person is tied forever and a day more to the situation. And forever and a day more will there be illusions about it. Because this High Priestess here, she's drowning in the shadows. Secrets drowned in the shadows. Four of Swords. Upright. Ties in with the Four. Look here. The Four. Upright, the Four of Swords is not a death card in tarot. In reverse it would be. This is lying around waiting. And look at all the swords here. This almost reminds me of a surgery. A surgery, a recovery room. We are shedding the old, the threes, we are shedding the old. We're shedding the old, and we're ready to pick up our brand new sword and move on to somewhere else. And this Four, and the reduction that I've made, and the vibrations that I felt, is taking me into a I almost want to say a sarcophagus energy, but it's not a sarcophagus. Because remember, a mummy that's in sarcophagus has been eternalized. That part of their lives are over and they've moved on to a different field, a different life. The life after. In Egyptian it is the afterlife, but here it's telling me it is the life after. And it is being in a state of suspended animation. In a secure, silent room somewhere. What is that called? Somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Suspended animation. Transformation. This is confirmation of the previous reading. This death card here upright is the confirmation of the previous reading, and it's virtually in the same position. If I remember, let me know in the comments if it's in the same position or different. The Tower, reverse as well. The deconstruction of something. But the foundations are there, but we are deconstructing. We are deconstructing. And here we go, the energy. Here we go. Hold on a second. Out of nowhere. He was fast asleep. Out of nowhere. When I turned these two cards over, the energy was spiking. And that to me is a confirmation for me personally to this reading. He was fast asleep. Upright is we've got everything in the world we need. We've made it in life. We are secure, we are stable. But in this energy here, it's telling me in reverse that all the luxuries that this person had, being in the spotlight, fun and entertainment purposes only, with all the women that was in luxury, that's coming to an end, and it's come to an end, and it's no longer needed. We are living a very, very different life to what we lived before. We lived this life of this high-powered, no, it's not a queen, it's not a, but this very affluent, high-powered person. So I'm just looking at this face here. This face has almost got like a, now that I'm reading it, it normally doesn't look like this to me, but in this energy, it almost looks like it could be a younger version of that person. Look at some of his younger photographs. But now we are living a very, very different life. We are living a little bit, we don't live in all this luxury, but we still have luxury. We still have luxury in this. Let's have a look here. Underlying energy. I literally just picked them up. Underlying energy. The negotiations. What is happening in the shadows in the background. It took a team to make this come off. Teamwork. To build this. I look at the Wheel of Fortune. Good luck. Life cycles. Change. Ups and downs. Unpredictable. The Fool. New beginnings. You saw me shuffling the cards in the beginning. They were sitting there. I literally picked them up. And it's a yes. And it's a yes. And it's a yes. Let's have a look here. It's forever bound. It is forever and a day more bound to this new. Forever and a day more is it bound. Emperor in reverse. The Hermit. Now we've got the Emperor here as well, but in reverse. The Nasty. We are being dictated to. And this card came up, I think, in that reading as well. The Empress. Fruitful, new beginnings. New things have been born. And I'm just going to leave that there. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to shuffle. Legal decisions have been made. And I'm telling you now, it's a feminine energy behind this. There's somebody bigger. There's somebody bigger. And the butterfly there, the transformation. We can't see what's hidden behind the clouds. But if we look from a distance and we look from up high, we might be able to see. And I'm just going to do a shuffle quickly. I'm just doing a quick shuffle. And see if there's any messages. Any last message? Any last message? You guys saw me shuffling. You saw me shuffling. And that flipped over. It was hard going to get to this point. A lot of weight was carried with this. New beginnings. What did I say about the Pharaoh's esophagus earlier? Which country is close to that? Which country is close to that? Could this have been the access point or an extraction point? Could this have been an extraction point? Because all other eyes are focused on other stuff that is happening in the Middle East. And didn't they just have the big opening in Cairo of the new museum recently as well? All eyes were focused there. A lot of high-powered people were flying into that area. How easy would an extraction allegedly be? There you go, Ten of Swords. Allegedly, how easily will it have been to have used that as a corridor to exit during that period of time? Just give me one last message here so I can let these poor people go. Now it's in reverse here. Lack of direction, procrastination, creating conflict, self-limiting beliefs, new formed idea. Look at all the fire energy here. Look at all the fire energy here. You saw me shuffling. What came out in the other reading? Seven of Swords, illusions. Look here, look here. Look what I've got. Look what I've got. You're all sleeping. I'm sneaking away. I don't know, something happened to my pack of cards here, and as I just turn it over. Unpopular. Private achievements. Lack of confidence. Lack of recognition. What did I say? Lack of recognition. Unpopular. Hangman. Delays, standstill, resistance, stalling, indecision, fear of sacrifice, lack of control. He's got no control over what's happening here. The narrative is spoken for him. The narrative is spoken for him. Got no more say in it. The asset has now got to just be. And that, my dear friends, encryption stuff. So I just want to do one thing here. Just one thing here. You wanted to give me a message? Give me a message. My Egyptian oracle cards. What do you want to tell me? 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 Union and power. Union and power. Understanding the narratives. And that one is calling me. Truth and fairness. Look at the wings on that. There's no truth and there's no fairness in this matter. Being ordinary. Being ordinary. (19) 1 plus 9 is 10 to 1. Look at the 10 standing out again. Just being ordinary. And it happened, and he's got to persevere. Got to persevere, and they had to persevere with this whole narrative, and they're still trying to persevere. So there we go, my friends. Make of it what you want, take what you want, leave what you want, but the cards, in a fun and entertaining way, have told us what we needed to know. And that, I will say thank you, goodbye, have a lovely day.